Mayocoba bean tofu? What in the world? So these right here are Mayocoba beans. Mayocoba beans, they come from Mexico. They're called canary beans, Mexican yellow beans, Peruvian beans. They're from a region of Mexico called Mayocoba. That's the reason why they're named that. I've never used these beans before, and so this is from Walmart. They're supposed to be buttery and pair well with chicken, and that got me to thinking, what if I made some Burmese tofu with this, and we do it for kind of like a budget meal, one of those deals. It's not really going to be vegan, but it's a way to kind of save a little money because beans are cheap. And so what I'm going to do is take half a bag, and we're going to just put them into a zip top bag, and we'll add in some water. Just so you know, this is a 1 cup container, so 1 cup of Mayocoba beans is roughly half pound. And before I put them in a zip top bag, I'm actually going to go ahead and put these into a bowl, add some water, and clean the beans out, because I'm already looking at the quality of these beans. They're not the best in the world. We're going to make sure they're nice and clean first. Basically what you're doing, just kind of fishing out anything that you don't like this right here. Doesn't look like it's the best bean in the world. Just toss that away. So I got a little bowl off to the side. I'm putting these in, and I'll be back once they're cleaned out. Alright, these pretty well sorted out. Now we'll put these into a bag. Alright, this is the cleaned beans. Now we're going to put in 3 cups of clean water into the bag and seal it up. Alright, that is the beans in the water. We're going to put this in the refrigerator, soak overnight. So future me here, the idea of using the Ziploc bags or zip top bags, bad idea. That right in the corner, if it's not sealed just perfectly, or if when they were doing the heat sealing treatment they didn't get it exactly right, you will get little pinholes, and they're not totally airtight, and they will leak everywhere. Ask me how I know. So where I had the beans, I actually had a bunch of different projects all in bags, and it all leaked, and I had a big giant tray of mess. So don't do that. Put them in a bowl, cover them up. I just didn't have room because I'm doing multiple experiments all on the same day, and what you have to do when you're a YouTuber and you're pressed for time, so just put them in a bowl, cover them up with some plastic wrap, they'll be fine. If you put them in a zip top bag, like I said, you're going to have issues. They might spill, leak. You don't really want that. I just wanted to talk about these beans here. So they have actually tripled in size. So these Mayocoba beans, they're now 1 cup is turned into 3 cups. So this 3 cups of beans, I'm going to now add twice the volume. So I'm going to add 6 cups of water into my Ninja blender and blend on high. Alright, water's in there. Now I'm going to pull a cheat. I'm going to use 1 packet of Taco Bell original taco seasoning mix. The reason why I'm using this is that more than likely the average person would have a package of some sort of taco seasoning. You could use salt and pepper if you were truly making a true struggle meal, or you could even throw in a little bit of some chicken bouillon. You won't taste like chicken. Or you could do chili powder, onion powder. You can season it up any way that you like, is what I'm trying to say here. For me, I'm going to take the cheat. I'm going to use Taco Bell seasoning. And in goes a whole packet. Like that. Alright. After about 3 minutes or so of blending, got it blended up as fine as I can get. You can go ahead and, if you got a really good blender, you can just take it and put it into a sauce pot or sauce pan. Me, even though this is Ninja, I want the smoothest. I'm not struggling right now, so I'm not trying to get every last bit. So what I'm going to do is run it through a sieve. The reason for the sieve is just to make sure I don't have any chunky bean bits. I want it to taste as close to meat as possible, and that's the way you get the smoothest texture possible, is through a sieve. Scratch that. This right here, the sieve, is a little bit too fine for these chunks, but these are really small chunks, so I've got probably about 1.5 cups of pulp. If it was a true struggle meal, you wouldn't want to lose anything, so I'm going to just go ahead and dump it all and cook it all together and have a no waste Burmese tofu here. Now what we're going to do is simmer this. It's going to take 15 minutes. I'll probably get a whisk to do this, and we'll be right back. As this simmers, what you want to do is constantly be stirring with a whisk. And you need to cook for about 15 minutes. The reason for this, there is a thing called lectin poisoning, and you want to cook these beans all the way through because you do not want to eat beans raw. And so we'll keep going with this. Once it starts boiling pretty good, we'll taste the broth and make sure that we got proper seasoning. If I need some type of sodium, I'll probably add in a chicken bouillon cube because I want this to be a chicken substitute. If you don't have chicken, then you definitely could, or chicken bouillon, you could add a little bit of stock. It'd just take a little longer to cook down. Or you could just add salt and pepper and call that a day, you know, and let the natural flavor of the beans show through. Again, this is struggle meal, so it may not be perfect. It's supposed to fill your belly up. But I've found over the years that struggle meals, where you dedicate a lot of time to make it taste good, sometimes struggle meals taste better than regular meals in many ways. I'm hoping that's the case with this. Some people might be wondering with these Mayocoba beans why I am whisking so much. Why am I whisking for 15 minutes straight? And the answer is simple. There's 28 grams of starch per serving. And so the starch is what's actually going to be making the tofu. Beans have a ton of starch in them. People don't realize that. And so I need to stir constantly, make sure that none of this sticks and burns. I actually had to switch over to my wooden spoon because you can see some of it started burning already. So evidently I wasn't stirring as much as I thought I should be. Something else I'll mention, don't get the heat too high because you'll do like I did and the pot will overflow. Alright, so this has been going for a while now. Got about 5 minutes left at least. You got to cook this until a whisk will stand straight up. Or that if you take this and you pour it on itself, that doesn't immediately, try to self-level. So I'm noticing a lot of sticking on here. I don't know if it's because of the Taco Bell seasoning or the starches or what it is, but I've been stirring this whole time. I did try a little bit just a second ago to see how it tastes. Taco Bell, I wasn't expecting much out of them, and so it's very low salt. And I'm really not tasting any other notes, so I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a chicken bouillon cube, or probably two chicken bouillon cubes. These are bouillon cubes if you've never seen them before. This is what they look like out of the wrapper. They have little pieces of chicken and chicken broth and all that in there, along with a lot of salt and seasonings. So this is no longer vegan, not even vegetarian. This is just, like I said, this is struggle meal, not really trying to keep it vegan or vegetarian here. What I have found with this is that most of the recipes where they say to do twice the amount of volume of beans or peas to water is not necessarily right, because I have been stirring now for about 30 minutes and it's still not there. And if you've ever cooked grits, this has that popping like grits. So I would say do less water. You can always add water if you need it. If you're getting close to 15 minutes and it's getting way too thick, you can add a little bit of water if you're worried about the beans not being cooked all the way through. But you don't want to be like me, where 30 minutes later you're still cooking beans and I ain't got to worry about them being cooked through, because good grief, I've been stirring forever. I don't know if you can see or not, but I'm drawing a line through it. It's still falling on itself, so it's still, we're going at least 30 minutes into the cook and it's just now getting to where it needs to be. So we've had multiple problems with this recipe so far. Alright, we're at that stage now where it's not wanting to actually self-level. Alright, so it's being slow about it. It's hard to see through the steam, but when I drop, it's staying there pretty much. So we can now put this into a container. Alright, what I have here is tea towel on table and a little plastic tea sandwich storage container. And so we're just going to pour that in here. Alright, so we've got them in a little split container here. I would say that container is roughly about, I'd say 4 inches by 5.5 inches long, something along that lines. According to the container, the total amount of storage capacity is 1,840 milliliters or 65 ounces. So we're doing half that. So that should be 920 milliliters or 32.5 ounces. Now what we're going to do is lid this up and then let it sit for a minimum of 1 hour, 2 to 3 hours be best. Alright, time to demold it. Got a paper plate, gonna put that over here like that, flip her over, one-handed, and here we go. Done. Awesome. We're gonna cut thin slices. That's what our slices look like, and again, I'm gonna cut these into strips because I'm gonna fry them out to make a taco, because I figured that'd be the easiest way to use these and incorporate it into a meal. The chickpeas are acting sort of like the black beans. I don't know. Getting all kind of little pieces popping. Getting all kind of little pieces coming off of it. You can see a little piece right there. It's getting where it doesn't want to stay together. I don't understand that. It keeps breaking up on me. The more I try to cook it, the more it breaks up. It's not keeping its consistency like the Mayocoba and the black bean. That right there just disintegrated on me. Just turned to goo. Alright, I'm going to call it. It's browning, but it's got a weird texture to it. As is par for course, I heated up a carb-balanced tortilla. This is a very high-starch meal, and so these carb-balanced tortillas, they are really good for helping keep down the blood sugar. Now we're going to put some meat, or some of that fake meat on there, some lettuce, cheese, pico de gallo, sour cream. That's the standard fare for my tacos, and then we'll give it a try. That right there looks kind of like that bad gyro meat, shawarma meat, that stuff that they just kind of cut off that's got a weird texture, weird look to it. Looks just like that, just crisped up a little bit. A little iceberg lettuce, Kojak cheese, pico de gallo, and nothing quite like a little sour cream. Thought I was filming, just took some bites out of it. It's behaving very similar to the black bean in that it don't have any type of umptiousness to it. The center goes to nothing. When it browns and over browns, unlike the Mayocoba bean, that it really is really good, it gets bitter and not good, so it's its own thing. Nothing to really write home about. I just realized something. This is the Mayocoba bean. I've been doing so much testing lately, I got it confused. This is not, we've already done the chickpea, so this is the Mayocoba here. So it's behaving like the black bean. So the chickpea is totally different than these other legumes, and it behaved differently and had a better flavor. Mayocoba bean is looking very good, very similar to what chickpea looked like. Alright, so let's try the Mayocoba by itself. Mushy. The crispiness gives that burnt taste. That burnt taste is not good. I'm just not impressed by it. Texture's not good. I don't see any usage for it. And here we have Bluford. What do you think about this? Not that interested, folks. That should tell you something. So, 0 out of 10 stars, Bluford. Well, I hope you found this video to be interesting, informative, entertaining. Yeah. So, Mayocoba bean. What can I say about it? Nothing good. Not for this process. It may make wonderful dishes in Mexican culture where it originates from, but for this application, not worth it. But this is the reason why we're doing these hard time meals, because if I don't test them out now, then how you gonna know if it works or not? And when hard times strike, sometimes it's now, and you've got to make a decision. So these types of videos I think are helpful, just so that if you ever need to stretch a dollar, you know what to do and what not to do. In this case, not Mayocoba bean. Please hit that like button, share, comment, subscribe. It all helps out, and I will see you again next time. Bye.